Hi guys, I'm going to make a glider out of a couple of these polystyrene pizza trays, and I've got a chopstick there. This is inspired by Jag Betty because he's just made one and he's called it the Grandad, and I'm so pleased to see somebody else try and make a plane from these pizza trays that I'm going to have to try and copy his. I made a very quick sketch from looking at his video. So it looks like two wings, each cut from a single tray. And it's got a wooden body, so I'm going to use the chopstick. And then he's got a bit of a tail on it as well. So we'll use the chopstick this way round, so the heavier end is at the front. We're still going to have to put some weight on it to balance it. I might even trim that a little bit to make it a little bit lighter at the back. Cut two wings out, hot glue them together and see if we can make it fly. Nothing fancy, just cut it out and see how we get on. Right, I suppose we ought to try and make them the same size. Be a good idea if the wings were the same size, wouldn't it? But we've got to remember, one's the reverse of the other one. So we'll cut one first, and then we'll measure it up to do the other one. Got the man in doing our conservatory floor at the moment, so you might hear a few noises in the background. Right, I've made that 9 centimetres. Make the outer edge a bit smaller. Let's go daring, let's call it 6. So we've got a little bit of a sweep back. So there we are, that's one wing. And this one's got to be the reverse. This one's got to be 9 at this end. And 6 over here. that's going to be about right. It's not going to be exactly the same as his. It'll be as close as I can get just watching his video. I'll give it a little bit of a dihedral. Not much. Just a little bit. How big's that? That's about 4 centimetres. That piece of wood. So what I'll do is I'll put that up there. Glue that on there, like that. Hot glue gun on. Oh, that's interesting. I plugged in the soldering iron instead of the hot glue gun, so we'll have to wait a minute. Just lay that underneath because the hot glue is going to go through. Oh, distances. What should we call it? 7 centimetres at the front. And the dihedral. Left that a bit too long. Hot glue cooled down. Chatting too much. Right then, what did I say? 7. 7 centimetres back. Again, make sure it goes down nicely. And we've got a dihedral of 4 centimetres because we're using that piece of wood to balance it. So, do the same at the other side, clear a space. That's laying flat. Try and do it a bit quicker this time instead of chatting. Put that right at the edge there. Right, that should be our dihedral. Tidy that up a bit with the hot glue gun in a second. So a little offcut to smooth that off. How's that for balance? Not too bad, but we're going to put a tail on it now, so that's going to make it a bit more tail heavy. How big can we go? from the middle, 7, 1, 1. I suppose we could cut that, have a little slot there, couldn't we? Give it a bit of a push so we can see where it goes. Bit generous with that cut, it could have been a bit thinner. Fin. Much too big. Okay, that'll do. We'll add some weight on the front and see if it flies. Almost forgot, I need to put something on the bottom so I can grip it to throw it. So, just a little bit more foam. Do. Makes it a lot easier to hold it when you want to throw it. Right, I've made no attempt to trim any of the edges. We'll just see how it goes like that. Test flight time in the garden for the Jag SPIS. Jag Betty, that's his YouTube channel. SPIS, Strange Places in Scotland, that's his Facebook channel. Well worth a look. Let's have a look, see if we can fly it. Goes alright that way. Nearly hit the camera. Really ought to try it in the open air, because there's quite a few crosswinds in the garden. He managed to hit his camera with his third flight. I'm getting nowhere near it. If you're wondering, I'm deliberately throwing it down to try and keep it in the camera shot. Whoop, too high. Probably close enough. Well, I'm putting the flooring down in the conservatory. Time for a summary. So what have we got? We've got a glider made from polystyrene pizza trays with a chopstick as the fuselage and a bit of blue tack on there to adjust the centre of gravity. Just move it backwards or forwards, or take a bit off or add a bit to get it to glide level. That one works quite nicely. Might have to try it out in the park or something to see how far it'll go. But it certainly goes across the garden with no trouble. So, thanks for the inspiration, Jag. Hope you get yours to fly well too.